The Army Aviation Center at Fort Rucker, Alabama, buzzed with activity. It was 2018, and the most advanced attack helicopter in the world, the AH-64 Apache, was selecting its next generation of pilots. Among the candidates stood a 24-year-old Filipino-American named Marcus Reyes, watching the massive gunships take off with a mixture of awe and determination. Chief Warrant Officer Jake Morrison, a decorated Apache pilot with 15 years of combat experience and 3 tours in Afghanistan, walked through the line of candidates with a clipboard. His eyes stopped on Marcus. At 5'6" and 140 pounds, Marcus looked impossibly small next to the other candidates, most of whom were over 6 feet tall and built like linebackers. Morrison stepped closer, looking Marcus up and down with undisguised skepticism. "Reyes," he said, reading the name tape. "You understand what you're signing up for, right? The Apache isn't some training helicopter. It's a weapons platform. You're going to be pulling Gs, managing weapons systems, flying nap of the earth in combat zones. This machine weighs 10 tons and can pull maneuvers that'll snap your neck if you're not built for it." Marcus stood at attention. "Yes, sir, I understand." Morrison shook his head. "Son, I've been flying Apaches since before you were born. I'm going to be straight with you. You're too small. The Apache cockpit is designed for larger pilots. You'll struggle to reach all the controls. The physical demands alone will wash you out. I've seen guys your size try. They all quit by week 3. Sir, I'd like the chance to prove." "This isn't about proving anything," Morrison cut him off. "This is about safety, about capability. The Apache requires a specific physical profile. You don't have it. My recommendation? Stick to something more suitable. Maybe Blackhawks, maybe drones. But Apache," he shook his head definitively, "you can't handle it." Marcus felt every eye on him. The other candidates, all bigger, all looking exactly like what an attack helicopter pilot should look like, watched to see if he'd quit right there. Instead, Marcus said quietly, "Sir, respectfully, I'd like to try." Morrison sighed. "Fine. But when you wash out, remember I tried to save you the embarrassment." The first week of Apache training was brutal. The cockpit was cramped even for average-sized pilots. Marcus had to adjust the seat to its maximum forward position just to reach the pedals properly. The collective and cyclic controls felt awkward in his smaller hands. Other candidates whispered that he looked like a kid playing in his dad's helicopter. But something unexpected happened. While the larger candidates struggled with the tight confines of the Apache's tandem cockpit, Marcus moved through it with ease. When they practiced emergency egress drills, getting out of the aircraft in under 10 seconds while wearing full gear, the bigger pilots got stuck, their shoulders jamming against the narrow openings. Marcus slipped out in 7 seconds flat. During academics, they learned the Apache's weapon systems, the 30mm chain gun, Hellfire missiles, Hydra rockets. The instructors emphasized that flying the Apache wasn't just flying. It was simultaneously being a pilot, gunner, and tactical commander. You had to think in 3 dimensions while managing weapons, communications, navigation, and threat detection all at once. Marcus excelled in the academics. He scored highest in his class on weapons systems, memorizing every switch, every procedure, every emergency protocol. But Morrison remained skeptical. "Knowing the manual doesn't mean you can fly combat," he said dismissively when others mentioned Marcus's test scores. The real test came during advanced flight training. They were practicing nap of the earth flying, staying low, using terrain to hide from enemy radar and weapons. It required intense concentration, lightning-fast reactions, and the ability to throw a 10-ton helicopter around like a sports car. The first time Marcus attempted an NOE run through the training course, flying at 100 mph, 30 feet off the ground, weaving between obstacles, Morrison watched from the chase helicopter, waiting for the inevitable mistake. Instead, Marcus flew the course flawlessly. His smaller frame meant he could twist and turn in the cockpit without restriction, his hands moving across the controls with precision that larger pilots couldn't match in the cramped space. "He got lucky," Morrison told the other instructors. "Wait until he faces real pressure." That pressure came during weapons qualification. Each pilot had to demonstrate proficiency with every weapons system while flying tactical approaches. It meant flying the helicopter with one hand while operating weapons targeting systems with the other, all while making split-second decisions about altitude, speed, and tactics. Marcus's run started poorly. His first Hellfire missile simulation missed the target by 20 meters, a failure that would mean a washout if not corrected. Morrison keyed his radio. "Reyes, you're done. Land the aircraft." "Sir, requesting one more run," Marcus responded, his voice steady despite the stress. "Negative. You failed the qualification. "Sir, one more run, please." Something in Marcus's voice made Morrison pause. "One run. That's it. Miss again and you're out of the program." Marcus brought the Apache around. This time something was different. He wasn't trying to fly like the bigger pilots. He wasn't trying to prove he could do it their way. Instead, he used his size as an advantage. His smaller frame let him lean forward to see better, twist to check blind spots faster, move between controls with less effort. The Apache roared across the range. Marcus's hands danced across the controls, flying with his right hand, operating weapon systems with his left, feet working the pedals, head turning to track targets through the helmet-mounted display. In rapid succession, he fired simulated Hellfire missiles, 30mm gun runs, and rocket salvos. Every shot hit center mass. Not just hit, perfect scores across the board. The range fell silent. No trainee had ever scored 100% on every weapon system in a single run. Morrison stared at his score sheet, checking it twice to make sure the computers hadn't malfunctioned. "How did you—" Morrison trailed off when Marcus landed. "Sir, you said I was too small for the Apache," Marcus said, climbing out of the cockpit. "But smaller means I can move faster in the cockpit. Less body mass to manage. I can reach controls that bigger pilots have to strain for. In a cramped combat cockpit, small isn't a disadvantage, it's an advantage. I just had to stop trying to fly like someone bigger and fly like me." Morrison had no response. The data was undeniable. From that day forward, Marcus wasn't just another trainee. He was the one everyone else tried to match. Graduation came 6 months later. Marcus received his wings and the distinction of honor graduate, highest scores in his class. But the real test came 3 years later, deployed to the Middle East with the 101st Airborne Division. The mission brief was grim. A special operations team was pinned down in a valley, surrounded by enemy fighters. Standard Apache doctrine said wait for ground reinforcement, but the special ops team would be overrun in minutes. Marcus and his front-seater were the only Apache in range. "Viper 23, you are not cleared to engage," the command post radioed. "Terrain is too tight. Risk of collision is too high. Wait for backup." Marcus looked at the tactical display. The valley was narrow, barely 100 meters wide with sheer cliff walls on both sides. An Apache was 48 feet long with a 48-foot rotor diameter. The math said it wouldn't fit. Flying into that valley meant flying between walls of rock with less than 3 feet of clearance on each rotor tip. One miscalculation, one gust of wind, and the Apache would hit the cliff and disintegrate. "Command, this is Viper 23. Those soldiers don't have minutes, they have seconds. I'm going in." "Viper 23, negative! You'll kill yourself and your crew." "Command respectfully, I know what I can do." Marcus pushed the Apache forward. The valley swallowed him. Cliff walls rose on both sides, so close he could see individual rocks. His rotor tips were feet from impact on both sides, but his smaller frame meant he could twist in his seat, see both walls simultaneously, make micro adjustments that a larger pilot couldn't manage in the cramped cockpit. The enemy fighters never expected an Apache in that valley. Marcus came in fast and low, the 30mm gun already spooling up. In 30 seconds of precise, devastating fire, he eliminated the enemy position. The special operations team was saved. When he landed back at base, the entire command staff was waiting. Marcus expected a reprimand for disobeying orders. Instead, the battalion commander, a full colonel, just stared at him. "Son, I've been flying helicopters for 25 years. What you just did was impossible. I watched the gun camera footage 3 times. You had less than 3 feet of clearance. One mistake, and you'd be dead." "Sir, it wasn't a mistake. I knew I could make it." "How?" "Because I'm small enough to see both walls at once, big enough to handle the Apache, and stubborn enough not to let soldiers die when I could save them." The story spread through Army aviation like wildfire. The pilot, who was too small, had just completed a maneuver that was now being taught at Fort Rucker as an example of extreme helicopter handling. The gun camera footage became required viewing for Apache trainees. 6 months later, Marcus received the Distinguished Flying Cross for valor. At the ceremony, Chief Warrant Officer Morrison, now promoted and serving as an instructor at Fort Rucker, was in attendance. After the ceremony, he approached Marcus. "Reyes, I owe you an apology," Morrison said, extending his hand. "When you showed up, I looked at your size and saw a limitation. I should have looked at your determination and seen a pilot. You didn't just prove me wrong. You showed us all that we've been selecting Apache pilots the wrong way for years." Marcus shook his hand. "Sir, you gave me something important that day." "What's that?" "Motivation. Every time I wanted to quit, I remembered you saying I couldn't handle it, and I thought, watch me." Morrison laughed. "That's the Filipino in you, stubborn as hell." "No, sir," Marcus smiled. "That's the pilot in me. Being Filipino just means I've been underestimated my whole life. I'm used to proving people wrong." Today, Marcus is an instructor pilot at Fort Rucker, training the next generation of Apache aviators. The first thing he tells new students: if anyone ever tells you that you're built wrong for the Apache, thank them. They just gave you all the motivation you'll ever need.